Maybe us watch guys just have to be loved. We need people to love us. I'm going to talk about love today. A lot of love talk in the watch world. So, I got a buddy, man, my best friend, John, in Denver. He's known me since the 80s, and he's smarter than I am. And unlike me, he doesn't need to be loved. He doesn't care. He's a misanthrope in many ways. I envy him because he's so whole. He's one of those people, he's so whole inside. He has this wholeness. He doesn't require validation from being loved. I think as a watch guy, I want to be loved. And it embarrasses me that I want to be loved so much. You know, my daughters, a couple years ago, they had this really derogatory term for a certain type of girl called a pick-me girl. A pick-me girl. I go, what the heck is that? You guys are always talking about some pick-me girl. By the way, this is a Seiko SLA055. Just thought I'd throw that in. So I go, what's a pick-me girl? And they go, this is a girl who tries too hard to make everyone love her. Oh, that's me. I'm the pick-me girl. I can't help it, man. I've always wanted to be loved. You know, my buddy John in Denver, I've known him for 35 years, and he finally watched one of my YouTube videos, and he goes, yeah, you're a performer. You want everybody to love you. Oh, yeah. And, you know, I can't help it, man. I'm not gonna deny, excuse me, I'm not gonna deny that part of myself. It's my Jungian shadow. And Phil Stutz, the famous Hollywood therapist, he says you got to embrace your Jungian shadow. That was delicious. A nice, refreshing beverage in the morning. So, yeah, man, I can't help it, man. I want to be loved, and so John, he watches my videos. Yeah, you're such a performer, man. You've always been a natural performer, and it's because I want to be loved. Excuse me. It's because I want to be loved, and it's the Jungian shadow. I just can't help it. And the thing about John is he watches a lot of foreign movies, which is fine, but then he recommends them to me. And it's like, dude, I watch your foreign movies, and it's some dude smoking cigarettes in a cafe looking at the rain for 2 hours, and then he gets a divorce. And it's like every movie you recommend is the same thing. 2 hours of smoking cigarettes in the rain, and then a divorce. I'm done. I'm done watching your foreign films. Dude, you're my best friend, but I'm done with that. So, speaking of love and watch guys, I still remember a interview. Kevin Hart, the great comedian, he was on a late night talk show 10 years ago, and I don't know who he was talking to. I don't know who it was, but he said, I went to my favorite watch store, and I bought this amazing watch. Man, I spent all this money on it. God knows what he spent on it. And then I went to a party, and not one person commented on it. And I was fuming. Oh, I wanted to be loved so much. And that's me. I want everyone to love me. I want everyone to love my watches. I want everyone to love my piano performances, my YouTube videos. It's disgusting, but you know what? It's baked in. I can't help it. I wish I were like my friend John. I don't need anyone to love me. I'm a misanthrope. I'm watching foreign films about a guy smoking cigarettes for 2 hours in the rain before he gets a divorce. Thanks a lot. But I'm not him. I'm me. I have to embrace who I am. If I have the inner pick-me girl, so be it. If I wear watches, you know, because I want attention, I want completeness, and I'm a fool, so be it. I'll just laugh at myself. So speaking of love and watches, oh my God, this is true. Yesterday, I'm trying to be a good boy. I'm trying to be an intellectual, so I'm reading a deep dive article on the Atlantic. But Google knows what I love. And so Google has these meretricious flashing images of watches, you know, in the margins of the text that I'm reading online. Maybe I should stop reading online. Maybe I should just read hard copies of books. I don't know. But anyways, it's like these watches, they dance on the screen meretriciously, like they're wearing hula skirts or something. So yesterday, this is a true story. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to be a good boy. And a Seiko baby tuna is flashing on my screen on my desktop computer. It's the frosted white dial SBDY 055. This is pathetic. I'm reading and I look at that watch and I click on it and I'm looking at it on eBay and I'm looking at it and I'm going, $380? Wow, that's a really nice price. What do I need with a $380 watch? I mean, it's kind of fun. I could put a dive core strap on it. I could put an isofrane on it. The wrist presence. And then I started thinking, dude, what are you doing? Buying a watch that's under $400. It reminded me of, so I thought of Tiger Woods. He was married to this beautiful Swedish lady. She was an intellectual, just wonderful. And he was having affairs with waitresses who worked at Applebee's and the local pancake house. And I was thinking to myself, maybe buying a $400 watch when you have, really nice watches like this. Maybe it's like if I get that Seiko baby tuna, it'll be like a Tiger Woods watch. Not a literal Tiger. I mean, Tiger Woods wears Rolex of various prices. But I mean, metaphorically speaking, the Tiger Woods watch being, you get a watch that's almost like an act of infidelity. It causes you to betray the more expensive watches that you have in your collection. So I was thinking of that. And I even put the baby tuna on my watch list, and I was thinking about it. And then I started thinking, dude, I don't know, man. Do you really want a Tiger Woods watch? And then I put on my real tuna. And I was so proud of myself. I'm wearing my real tuna. Look, if you got a tuna itch, scratch the itch. Wear your real tuna. So I wore my real tuna yesterday. What a child. What a pick-me girl. Maybe I should just spend more time watching movies about guys smoking cigarettes in the rain for 2 hours. But anyways, I wore the tuna yesterday. And I said to myself, see, now you don't need to buy that baby tuna. You're wearing the real tuna. And I patted myself on the back. And I went to bed, and this morning I woke up, and that urge to buy the baby tuna, the frosted white dial, it was back. And it's just pathetic. And then I started thinking, you know what, man? Don't use the Tiger Woods metaphor. That's inappropriate. Watches aren't people. Watches are things. They're works of art. You love them. They hijack your brain. We need to come up with a more appropriate, more accurate metaphor. You're not having an affair with a waitress at Applebee's if you get a baby tuna. That's not what's happening. Here's the problem with cheap watches. Now, let me just interject here. A cheap watch is relative. I mean, for me, at my age, a $400 watch is pretty cheap. But I mean, some of you guys who go on my YouTube channel, you tell me that $400 is your limit, and I respect that. So everything's relative. But for me, a $400 watch is really inexpensive, and it's dangerously inexpensive. And here's what I mean. I think I need to throw away the Tiger Woods metaphor. It's not an infidelity, a dalliance, a caprice. What it is, it's a Lay's potato chip. When you start glomming on $400 watches, they're Lay's potato chips. And what happens as a watch hobbyist, as a watch enthusiast, when you start eating Lay's potato chips, they're addicting. And you know how when you snack at night, your weight gradually goes up? You could be 200 pounds, and in a year, you could be 230. And it's awful. Dude, I've been there, man. I work out every day, and I'm still overweight. And I don't even eat junk food. I just eat like a high school football player. I eat a lot of protein. I have a huge appetite, man. But I'm telling you, man, I think Lay's potato chips is the better metaphor. So what happens to a lot of us is, just like you have weight creep, your weight creeps, you gain 30 pounds over a year, you can have watch collection creep. Suddenly you got 2 watch boxes full of watches. You have 24 watches, and I can't speak for you. I can only speak to me as the official pick-me girl. My brain gets overwhelmed when I have too many watches. It becomes numb. I don't enjoy the collection. I feel depressed, just as if I were overweight. I get depressed when I have too many watches. And so my fear of getting that baby tuna is, it'd be fun to wear, but where does it stop? Then there's going to be another $400 watch. By the way, I mean, today's Thursday. Tomorrow I have a watch, just another a $350 watch is coming, a monster, the Penguin Monster, the Save the Ocean Penguin, which I've owned before. And as a watch addict, you guys might be able to relate to this. I have a navy Tropic, original Tropic in my drawer, and I have an orange Tropic, and I have a Dive Core, and I have an Uncle Tropic. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to waste those straps. They'll be such a great match for that Seiko Monster with a pen. Typical addictive behavior, finding these justifications. Though, I don't know. I'm going to do it. It's happening. I can't wait. I'm excited. But what I'm not excited about is then getting a baby Frost Monster, and then where does that stop, man? The Lay's potato chip effect. I think that's the appropriate metaphor. So maybe I should just stop the hobby. I should aspire to be like my misanthropic friend in Denver. Just watch foreign films of guys smoking cigarettes, looking at the rain, plaintive piano music, a divorce, the guy just, moves into an apartment with his dog. And then the I don't know, man. I don't know. The pick me girl effect. But tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Do you agree with me that we need to get away from the Tiger Woods watch metaphor and look at these more affordable watches as dangerous? Not like having affairs with a waitress at Applebee's, but more like eating Lay's potato chips and getting collection creep. I think that's a more appropriate way to frame this. Let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out.